All right, so I'm back. We had our Tuesday update here. We got some new playlists and some stuff in the store. So what did we get? So they added one in the chamber. Gain ammo by eliminating enemies. Highest score wins. Kills, deaths, win-loss are not affected. Everybody knows one in the chamber and stuff. I wonder how well Prop Hunt would go in this game. Prop Hunt back on MWR, even though it had its own problems and everything, it was actually really fun. They didn't really add anything new except one in the chamber or whatever. So last night I ended up completing out the AUG, Obsidian AUG here. It's all done and everything. So looking at all of the weapons across this whole thing now. So all of the melee weapons in the game are done. That includes the riot shield, combat knife, Kali sticks. I only have one of these launchers done. Pila's almost done, and then I had to do these two still. Handguns, all of them are done except for the M19. So there's only a couple weapons left as secondaries. They're almost all done completely in the game. Sniper rifle's complete. Marksman rifle's complete. LMGs all together. I'll have to get to them eventually. Shotguns, I only need one more shotgun completed, the R90. SMGs, I only need to finish the P90, Uzi, and Bison for base weapons anyway. And then I got all these ARs, and the M4 has Obsidian on it. This is gonna take a really long time, all of this. What am I doing with myself, man? And then we'll check out the store Wendigo. I actually really like Kruger overall. I mean, he was like the default most popular character before all the other operators start coming out. Now I'd probably argue, obviously at the beginning of every season, everyone's using the new character, but I'd say that I probably see Mara the most. I would actually like to see like a split on the most used skins in the game, or at least the most used operator. Kruger has to be up there. This is a cool outfit and everything, but this white doesn't work on most of the maps in the game, so this just doesn't work. But regardless, it still looks really good. We got the Psychosis Scar, the Compensator, Commando foregrip, 30-round mag, stippled, and close quarter stock. This is actually a pretty decent setup for it, except that it doesn't have a barrel or anything like that. I'd probably take off. I'm usually not a person that would run Compensator. This build isn't entirely terrible, but I'd probably change the muzzle to something else, or maybe take the muzzle off completely. 300mm poly barrel, operator foregrip. Damn, this thing is not gonna move at all. A rubber grip. This thing has to be incredibly slow. On through dreams with the evil manifest SMG. Note, this weapon applies the cryo dismemberment effect. I played a lot of Sub-Zero when I played Mortal Kombat. I know cryo dismemberment. Are you telling me the bullets will straight up like blow people's legs off and freeze them, or is it just gonna like freeze them? Hold on, let me try to find a video. I mean, I guess it kind of. Basically, you end up shooting them, and then the limbs that are on the ground are like frozen. Without me going to actually get the gameplay, I can't really show you guys, but I ended up finding it. So this setup here for this kind of weapon, for an SMG anyway, this is really slow. This is a very, very slow weapon, but it literally has zero vertical recoil whatsoever. Recoil control, you got the Compensator and the operator foregrip on it, even though likely the Merc foregrip is better, but Crevasse. Climb the leaderboards with the Crevasse ice pick. And then we got Notice Me 3. Okay, so the previous two were all anime things. The first one was, I forget what the first anime one was. Was it the AUG, I think, with the AUG and the pistol and stuff? And then they ended up coming out with the other anime one that was for the G36C or the Holger or whatever, and maybe another pistol or something. What's this one? An SMG is also a UMP, or the Striker 45. 400mm barrel, operator foregrip, hollow point round, exo rear grip, and monocle reflex sight. I don't usually like messing around with these hollow points. I know that they're really, really strong, but I don't like that two burst shit. I'm not a big fan. There's a cat lady on your gun now, so if you want to buy it, go ahead. I'll buy it, probably run it whenever I'm clearing the UMP or whatever. I'll buy this one to go pack too, why not? So I'll just keep running the weekend war. Oh. What? I mean, Kruger has a lot of really cool skins, the Firestarter, Waster, all of those other ones and stuff. Like, he definitely has some of the coolest outfits. Yeah, I realize that the Weekend Warfare game mode really only has nice maps. The worst map they could give you is like, what, Candor? And Candor's not even a bad map. There goes my teammate taking the chopper kill away from me. They literally sit around and wait for somebody else to actually go and do all of the work and damage that it is required to actually take them down, and then they take it from me. Every time.
Enemy at the cargo containers.
What? An advance for my team as soon as I joined, guys.
Holy shit! Hi, Jeff.
Hey, buddy. It's so nice when people are really nice about it and they just say hello. It's always a really nice thing. Instead of having like this blown out, freak out kind of thing like that all the time. Some people are just like, hey, buddy, that's it. Oh, wait, there's a Sasquatch execution. It's a white dog! You know, back when I was sitting around thinking about what kind of dog that I wanted to get in my life, I thought about on multiple occasions what it would be like to have like a big-ass white dog. I would end up spending hours on trying to keep a coat like that perfect. That's a lot of work. People seriously underestimate how much work goes into keeping those coats clean. Just on my little dogs, I work hard trying to keep their shit, you know, pretty clean, so.
Jeff, I love you.
I love you too. So yesterday I didn't upload a video because I had to go to the dentist. I ended up having to get 2 cavities filled. I had one up here in the top right and one up here on the top left. Apparently, there's been a hole in this tooth for a really long time. And like, here's the weird thing. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. It never hurt me or anything. I never really had much tooth pain as far as that goes for those holes. We really doing this, guys? Okay. This thing is way more accurate than that AUG that I was using. Like, sure, yeah, the range isn't, you know, nearly as good as the AUG was with those NATO rounds, but this thing is way more accurate, especially when I go and put this red dot on and everything. Fuck it. I just red dot everything, honestly. For many, many years, I have no idea how long that hole has been there or whatever in the one tooth on the right side, but for a long time, it was kind of like an oral fixation for me. You know, like if there's something that's weird or different feeling in your mouth, or at least kind of just the way that you're used to your teeth being in your mouth whenever you go and get dental work done and stuff like that, your mouth always feels different or weird or whatever. Not just pain-wise, but like your bite's kind of different. I was used to being able to feel this hole in my tooth, but it never hurt me or anything. And it was more of like, it didn't feel like a literal hole. It just kind of felt like a dip in my tooth. And obviously, since it's such a small little area or whatever, I can't, you know, figure out how deep that hole goes. Well, apparently, when I ended up seeing a picture of it, it's a hole. So they filled the cavity or whatever, did it on both sides. These 2 ladies, man, my mouth was stretched all over the place when they were doing this. Like, this is some of the worst pain that I've ever felt in my jaw, just trying to keep it open. They gave me, like, at first, I had to just keep my mouth open. And they're sticking, like, 4 different tools in my mouth. They got one on this side, one on the other. This one here is grinding my tooth around, flattening it, making sure that it's all good. This one over here is using the little suction thingy. And I don't know what it is, but for me, I have a terrible habit of needing to absolutely 100% I need to swallow. So whenever they're sitting there drilling on my mouth, I'm sitting here trying to swallow and shit. Like, bottom line, regardless, without having to go into too much detail, my teeth are all fixed. I'm good now. And yesterday, my mouth got drilled more than a top 5 porn star. So in any category, really weird to have that hole gone now. But now it's like this smoothed over, like flat surface. And since it's so different feeling to me, I just keep rubbing over and over and over again. By the way, it's kind of ridiculous that a video named "Trying to Enjoy Modern Warfare" has as many views as it is. Obviously, I appreciate you guys for it, but I don't know what's happening, and I have no idea why my videos are being recommended so much anymore. I have no idea. A little uncomfortable, to be honest. I mean, I'm just working on the P90, though. I'm just still going down the SMGs and everything. You guys already know what the fuck I'm doing. Nothing's changing. The only thing that changes is the gun that I'm using. Everything else is still, it's all the same. Grinding for obsidian, grinding for obsidian, grinding for obsidian, repeatedly until the job is done. I'm too deep to turn back now. Way too deep. There's a point of no return. Everybody knows that point of no return. I have far surpassed that area. See, all I got that entire time was 23 entire kills. 23 kills. Completely. After spending multiple minutes, 23 kills. I would have gotten 23 kills in less than a minute on shipment. They need to make shipment 24/7 permanent. Like, just by itself. You know how in Warzone over here, when you go over here and then you go over to... Oh. Well, never mind. They had a separate little playlist thing that was kind of weird. Put it somewhere in here. Rain was melting and all. This is a nice change of pace, but now that I'm realizing this pace is this slow, just bring it back. I'll do anything.